At the University of Florida in Gainesville today, there is widespread concern that a serial killer is on the loose. This morning, the bodies of a man and woman were found at a student apartment building. Since Sunday, 3 young women, all students, have been found dead near the university.
In Gainesville, Florida last night, a drifter, Danny Harold Rawling, was indicted for the murders of 5 college students at the University of Florida last year.
Originally, when I had published the material on Schaefer, it drew the attention of a number of inmates who then plied me with offers to do their stories. Danny Rawling presented himself and said, "I will give you your answers. Study me." To have this central crime figure contact me and say, without any kinds of games, "I want to give you my story. I want to explore the roots of what went wrong with me, and I want it to be you to do it." I found that pretty gratifying from the beginning. They called me from the state's attorney's office and said, "Do you want to see Danny?" Of course. They said, "Come tomorrow morning and you'll see him." I was so excited I couldn't sleep. I went to the prison the next day, and they took me in this little chamber, and they brought Danny in, and I saw him for the first time. And when he's in court, he's always very upset and sad. Every picture that had been published always had a sad face. And he turned to me, just smiled the sweetest smile at me. And I found myself immensely attracted to him. As a man, he made me feel like a woman. I had been very nervous. How would we get along? How would we really feel together? And we just slid into each other so naturally. We would be having a conversation on 2 sides of glass. We were separated by glass. We had one guard there monitoring us. And we would be talking about the things that were going on, like his confessions. And one of us would be looking at the other, talking, and the other one was talking away, and the other one would just go, "I love you, I love you." I was living with a woman at the time who had been listening to this for half a year about Danny this, and I came home from visiting him. I walked into the hall, and she was standing there, and she just looked at me. I didn't say a word. She looked at me, and she was brushing her hair. She dropped her brush, and she said, "You're in love with that man, aren't you?" You know, and I'm like, uh-huh.
Rules say you have to give Mr. Rawling an opportunity to have a say. You have anything you want to say, Mr. Rawling?
Well, sir, if it please the court, could I address the court?
Sure, say whatever you want to say.
Thank you. And I recall the day I first saw you. I reached out to say I love you, but it was hard to say. I couldn't touch you. So tell me, baby, what were my words? All my tears run together.
Excuse me, Mr. Rawling.
Down the
Mr.
path you
Rawling.
choose
Mr. Rawling.
to follow.
Mr. Rawling.
So tell me, baby, what were my words? All my tears run together. What were my words? All my tears run together, baby, just like rain.
Okay, you get one song and that's it, Mr. Rawling. We're not here so that you can address your friend. We're here for sentencing.
The world of serial killers is a very strange place where statuses are based on qualities that we might not be aware of in the free world. You take a guy like Schaefer, he's been locked up for 20 years. No one remembers his crimes. And lo and behold, he looks up and he sees me, the object of his 25-year-long obsession, on TV, being serenaded by the new serial killer on the block, who's younger, better looking, more interesting to the media, has a lot more groupies. Also, I have given Danny Rawling something I had never given Schaefer, which is a frank acknowledgement to the public that I care for him. Too bad, Schaefer, I don't love you.
Well, how do you feel?
Sondra, what'd you think?
Kind of nervous right now.
Why?
Kind of excited.
Why are you excited, Sondra?
because Danny loves me.
Why this attraction to serial killers?
What a lame question. You can do better than that.
But what's the answer?
That is lame.
Why the attraction to Danny Rawlings?
That's different. Danny Rawlings is a person, okay? And my feelings for Danny Rawlings are based upon what kind of person he is. It's not because he's a serial killer. And I'm not attracted to the crimes that he committed. Danny and I are both very emotional, very volatile, very creative, and the more I have known Danny, the more it has brought out the Danny side of me. Danny is very talented in the visual arts. When you try to verbalize, you can trick yourself, but when you draw images, you can't lie. The hands cannot lie. The little fallen angel that he had drawn, people usually ask me, what do you love about Danny? If I could just point to that little fallen angel, the face, the look on his face, this is the little Danny, that pure innocent child within him. That little fallen angel is forever suspended with the knowledge of his own pain, with the knowledge of what he's been through. Danny is able to use his draftsmanship skills to probe into his mind, to come up with the symbolism that expresses what it means to be him, to live this peculiar fate that he has. One of the most important things that I found to admire in Danny was the fact that he was guilty, he was ashamed of it, he was shocked by it, and he wanted to allow me to study him in order that possibly someone could learn from his story, from what went wrong with this little guy from Louisiana to reach the point where he would kill people and do the things that he did. Danny is shocked by what he's done. He's horrified by it.